Hello.
And welcome back to the Bible Study Girl podcast. I just said this, guys. This is Sarita. You probably know me as Bible Study Girl, though. And the first hello you heard was from none other than the executive producer of this podcast, Bible Study Brother.
What's good, people? It is I, Bible Study Brother, also known as Icarus Gray over at Gray Area Anime. And this is the most wonderful podcast of your day. Matter of fact, go and get you some good music for that good day with my new single, Honeysuckle Summer, which you can find on all of your streaming platforms. Go brighten up your day.
Go brighten up your day, guys. Hopefully you have been enjoying our little trip down memory lane. We are doing blog recaps. Up on the docket today is Good Hair. You may be wondering, well, where can I read this blog? Or it might have been a long time since you read it, since I published it 3 years ago. You can head over to BibleStudyGirl.com, click on the magnifying glass in the upper right-hand corner, type in the word Good Hair, and the blog will pop right up. The reason I give you that disclaimer every time is if you just go to the blog and you search, you will be searching for a long time because there's a blog post written every day. So guys, that adds up. Hundreds and hundreds of blog posts on there. So I want you to be able to get right to the heart of the matter, right to the good stuff. The way we handle our blog recaps is that Bible Study Brother lets you guys know how he felt when he read the blog and the things that stood out to him that were important to him from reading the blog. Then I jump in and let you guys know how I felt at the time that I published the blog or wrote the blog. And I get you guys up to date, current on what's going on and how I feel about the blog present day. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying our little trips down memory lane. I know that we have, and honestly, each time we go back and revisit a blog, I get a different jewel or a different nugget from it. And it's always something that is able to help me in my present day situation. So I always thank God for that I'm able to, those things I thought back then, to even apply them even now. And every blog that we have recapped has ended up being something pivotal for me current day, and something current day that I'm dealing with, and a current day issue that I'm having. So I'm really thankful for the blog recaps. Well, I'm done with my portion of this introduction. I'm going to pass the baton to Bible Study Brother. And even though the blog is titled Good Hair, Bible Study Brother and I record this podcast via Zoom. I really should take a picture of how I look today, because maybe this hair is not good today. I look how I feel. So anyway, go ahead, Bible Study Brother. Take it away. What'd you get from Good Hair?
Here's what I got from Good Hair, guys. Ultimately, I got trust who God made you to be. For a very long time in America, it was hard for Black women to just be their authentic selves. There was not even a culture or products and stuff really for us. There was stuff like just for me, but there was not a lot of variety in terms of being your authentic self. And during this time, when there was not a lot of anything, my sister made the choice to go natural, which just means to grow her hair out normally. This is not
with no relaxer,
with no relaxer or perm or however you,
whatever you
call it. Which was a huge thing. You know, there was this pivotal point, and I forget what the starting point of all this was. Who did it? It doesn't even matter. But you were very early on in that transition. So early, in fact, that there were not a lot of things available to you to help you in that process, outside of the fact that our mother just has so many random talents. It's ridiculous. I feel like she must have been a hairdresser in another life or something like that. But anyway, so walking through that journey, like, I think there are so few times that I even remember that portion, because I feel like what's funny about that time and as you were kind of transitioning and everything else, I feel like we were all kind of going through a hair something.
You think so?
Oh yeah, because if you we have some pictures of like when I started growing my hair out again, of when I was able to get my hair into a ponytail. And I think that was like all of our, like, we were all like, you know, growing. You had grown to
You
where
are
you could
so
do it.
right. There's a picture of you with a ponytail and
Yeah.
me with a natural. I forgot about that. I'm
Um,
like, what is he talking? I'm trying to, but
yeah,
I
because your hair
remember.
is slicked.
I'll have to
It's not
find it.
permed.
Yes.
It's on my page. I got it.
Okay.
But it's, so we kind of were growing through this transition all together, and it's like one of the few times that like my hair was longer than yours for a short amount of time.
Yes, it was
Once
much
I
longer because I
finally,
had no hair.
I know I surpassed you, but you had it. Um, but like we're all on this journey. I'm like, all right, we here. I wanted to grow my hair out again anyway. You know, big froze and everything else. And then, you know, it was just like this kind of this awakening. Like we've always been aware of our blackness, but like America has shifted in such a way, whether it's gaming, whether it's religion, whether it's like the changing of addressing church hurt in a way of like we should change these things. Like
Right.
everything across the board has been be what the Bible would have you to be in my eyes. And I know for a lot of people it's just been like an awakening, and there are so many distractions that the devil uses in terms of um who you are, who you want to be, you know, and how he can morph those things into disguising you, and not allowing you to really see yourself, because he keeps saying that you got to have this and you got to have that and you got to have this and you got to have that. So the acceptance of self and who we really are, who you really were, you know, it was just a good time. You were the epitome of natural hair for me in terms of what I saw from you. But my sister has always been beautiful and gracious and on a different level of regal. Like you just felt royal no matter what was going on.
I'm gonna take the
Um,
compliment, brother.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You're
I'm
getting
just gonna
better.
take it. I'm learning and growing,
Um,
and I'm accepting nice things that people say about me,
so
even when I want to rebut it. But I'm
even
taking it.
even in those moments, like you just put in a lot of work to make sure that you're presented in a way that fits you. You still have your days like we all do, where we just sit and we as sloppy as we want to be, and however that
Like
is.
today, yeah, it's pretty sloppy.
But but that's not. But that's relaxed. That's just comfort. You know, I don't think you've ever chased uh, a societal something. In the same way that I think Mother has said that I'm not gonna move for too many people's opinions or much of anything. The same goes for you when you step into a trend or something that you would like to do. You want to do it in your way, and it's always something that makes you stand out. It's something that you and Bible study cousin um, would do a lot, is just stand out, not trying to. I mean, there are so many people that at this point are natural and so on and so forth, but to like
Right.
stand on top of that, of like, hmm, oh, I think I see, or I think that's you know, so and so, and even the photo that's used for this blog post, which you should all go check out on BibleStudyGirl.com. Hit that magnifying lens and put in good hair just to look at this photo. Like it was a transition for our entire family.
It was. It was the
You
start of
know,
a transition.
by that point, I had cut my hair, and I was I had actually cut my hair and cut my facial hair off this day. It's very jarring. Would never do again. Um, but I think who God says we are is who we are, and making those transitions is hard because the world will continuously try to tell you who you're not. They'll try to tell you what they think you are, what you should be, what you should have, how you should look, how you should feel. But much like how making that transition when you stepped out. When we accept God, He makes it to where we have um, the things that we need.
Yeah,
Um,
he always does.
and He shows us that He accepts us at our worst, at our best. We just have to trust and see what He sees. I can't
Hmm.
see what the world sees because the world is going to change. It's fickle. Like tomorrow, it'll be, they say natural hair products do this and they do that, and actually, if you ever put a perm in your hair, that's what kept you from getting COVID, and all of this. Like it gets so weird sometimes. As we go through life, but like the foundational thing and the guiding point of what'll get you to understanding that you are good and that you are wonderfully made is just trusting God, man. And that's kind of what I got from this post. There were some other things I wanted to take from this post, but joy is more so what I'm gonna sit in.
Oh, you got a little sad. I think you probably got a little sad looking at the picture.
Oh, incredibly so. Not a
Okay.
little, incredibly so. But I made a
Yeah.
choice, and I
to
chose
not
joy.
to not dwell in that. I applaud your choice, brother, to keep pushing on despite. This is like a bittersweet blog for me to talk about because me and Tamika were on a natural hair care journey together. And like you said, at the time that I decided to, it's called the big chop when you get rid of all of your relaxed ends
Mm-hmm.
and you just rock with the hair that's growing out of your head. Okay, so I spent 6 months of my life not getting a relaxer. If you are not a black woman, you don't know what kind of torture that is. Because half of my hair growing out of my head is what grows out naturally, and then the ends of my hair are straight. So I looked crazy. I did the best that I could.
Oh, whoa! I don't know what happened there.
I did the best that I could. I did a lot of bantu knots, um, anything I could. So I held out as long as I could because I have a big face. I was like, I need to have as much hair as possible. I can't be walking around here bald headed with this big face. I'm gonna look horrible. And then I just decided, okay, I'm doing it. Came home. I was at home for the summer. Um, and my mama, I will also say this about my natural hair care journey. Bible study cousin Tamika was with it. Nobody else in my family was with it. Like I said, nobody was really going natural at this time. It was not really a thing. So I wet my hair. I was like, Mom, I just want you to cut all the straight ends off. I wet it so she could see the difference between my natural pattern, my natural curl pattern, and the permed ends. You can see very easily. Okay, the stuff that's straight, cut that off. Y'all, it took her forever. It does not take that long to cut somebody's permed ends off. It took her forever because she was really not for it. She was really not with it. I actually have a picture of her cutting my hair because Bible study cousin was there taking the picture because or I might have been taking a selfie. Anyway, it was a big deal. Bible study cousin was present. I don't know if she necessarily took the picture, but she was definitely present. And
I don't know. Was I there? I might have been at work, or am
you
I wrong?
I don't know if
Or
you
am
were
I wrong?
there.
Because I feel like I must have come out after. Because like I was like, she's doing a hair thing. Okay, like.
So it was a big deal for me. I think for a lot of black women, we tie up our worth in our hair. Hair is so important to us. Hair is such a big part of my story. I've always been very conscious of my hair. I had to start doing my hair when I was like in the second grade because my stepdaddy was not into doing little girls' hair. And so I wanted to look good. And I'm like, well, guess you better start combing and brushing and putting grease on it. And because mama was working nights at that time. So she was not going to be able to brush up my my edges and stuff before I went to school. It was a responsibility I had. So I've been into hair since I was in the second grade, like really caring about my appearance and the way my hair looks. So
That
cutting all my hair off was a big deal for me, but I was like, I want to do this. I want to go ahead and I'm just gonna do it. I'm doing it.
that
I'm doing
mother
it.
that mother of ours and her opinions and thoughts on our hair has
Yeah, she
always
has
been
strong opinions about hair. So she wasn't
so
really feeling
strong.
it, but she did it anyway. Nobody else in my family was feeling it except for Bible study cousin. And after I cut mine, she was like, girl, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for real. I'm gonna go natural. Now, Tamika always had beautiful hair. I don't know why she ever got a
And I do
relaxer in the
mean
first place.
always.
Always beautiful hair, like long down to her butt, beautiful hair, just gorgeous. Like, and let me say this, and then I'm gonna get back on my personal hair journey. But I was so mad. Y'all know I transitioned for like 6 months and I had a little baby fro. Like I maybe had like a pinky's worth of hair over my whole head when it was all said and done. So Tamika comes to Houston. I'm a natural, and she's like, yo, I'm ready. So I cut her hair while she's in Houston. Y'all, it's like I didn't do nothing. Like, girl, she came out with a, why you got all this hair? You got all of this hair. It's like you, girl, just beautiful locks of love. I was so jealous. Anyway,
Girl, locks.
um,
You
I
so mess.
also want to say this. Okay, so Tamika and I were the first ones in our family to embrace, our natural hair texture. When I say nobody was feeling it, nobody was feeling it.
Nobody. They was acting real.
Nobody was like, oh y'all.
I mean, like I said, it didn't bother me one way or the other, but the women in our family was like,
nobody, so it wasn't like a thing. It wasn't like a thing. Everybody was doing it. And I know like when I would come back home, I would be able to count on one hand the number of people that I saw back home that were natural. That's something I was looking for. I'm like, am I gonna be the only one? Like, so if I would come home and visit and I saw two other women that were natural, I would be like, yes, two other people that look kind of like me. Um, so it took time, and it probably seems weird because in 2022, I mean, so many natural hair care products exist. Natural is the new thing, you know what I'm saying, that everybody is doing. But I just wanted to be true to myself and just kind of like see what my hair would look like when it grew out of my head on its own. And I'm glad I made the transition. I feel like I look 100,000 times better with my natural hair than I ever did with my relaxed hair. However, I will stun on y'all when I get my hair flat ironed because that's the only time this hair is gonna like flow and move. The rest of the time, it's just stuck in its fro. And for many years and seasons in my life, I've been addicted to the puff because it's the easy go. It makes me look young. I feel great. Um, but that's all a part of me embracing who I am, despite what other people think, despite other people's opinions about what I should do. Like listening to that voice on the inside of me that's saying, girl, just be you authentically, who I made you to be. Does that mean I don't ever color my hair? Absolutely not. I will throw some color in this hair. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever written a blog about this, but I used to have Kool-Aid red hair.
I don't know. I think you have because you did write a blog about it because you were like, because you started, and we talked about it. It's been recent because you talked about how I wasn't all that impressed that you came home and folks will say anything or something I said.
I don't know that I've written about it. I have to go back and look. I know we haven't talked about it. I don't feel we haven't talked about it
I
recently on
swear
this
you took that
podcast.
shot of being like, I thought I was looking good. And then he came and he asked me, and you went outside like that? And I
I
went
don't
to,
remember
it's
that.
in a
Who
blog
did you
post. We're
have
gonna
this
find it.
conversation with?
You.
You
You
did
came to me.
not.
You came home. You had your red hair. You had your red stuff on. You say to me, well, how do I look? Or something like that. Or you came in and I was like, and I say, you went outside like that? And you were like, huh? Like, wait, what? Wait, what?
I don't remember
I use so okay. I'm gonna have to find the blog post, but we've talked about it because it's in a blog post. Trust me, because it's
I
probably
will
one
have to.
more
I
of
can't
those
wait till we.
things.
I cannot wait until we get to their blog post because I don't remember it.
Because in my mind, I feel like we've already talked about it. To be honest, but I don't know what keywords I'm gonna have to put in to find this, but I'm gonna find it. But
But it was important for me really to fully, despite what other people thought, just embrace who I am and who I feel I'm supposed to be. Of course, looks are not everything and it's not the most important thing. And that's honestly not what it's about for me. I just wanted to know, like, who did you really truly create me to be? What do I look like? You know, um, when all these other things are stripped down. And I thoroughly enjoy my hair. Bible Study Brother talks about the fact that the picture on the blog post makes him a little emotional, but I would say the picture is a perfect representative of how standing in your truth and doing what you feel called to do, it can be a beacon and a light for other people to be like, hey, maybe it's not so bad. Sometimes we do have to be the pioneers, and pave the way for others. And I feel like the picture is a perfect representative of that. Just embracing who God made me to be. And I'm grateful for the journey. It was a tumultuous journey, honey, because let me tell you, it was some rough days because, like I said, people have so many products now. I was mixing. I was a
she
mixologist.
was
I
mixing. She
was,
was like,
and Tamika. Oh my goodness, she was a mixologist. Like we
oh
getting
yeah.
shea butter and like how many drops of oil is we supposed to put in
Yeah,
this?
and it wasn't like a whole lot, so it wasn't even like there was like a lot of YouTube tutorials or nothing like
Yeah,
that. And I mean, also you're having to research what these things do for your hair.
and
Uh,
trying to learn who I am. How do I work with what I really have? I've been my whole life without working with what I
no,
got.
no, no. For the ladies out there, explain to them that there was no 4C, this, that, and the third at that point in time either.
Well, there was talk about
Mm,
different hair types, but
kinda.
again,
Um,
needs. And so when people come to me now and ask, listen, I I found what works for my hair, and I always, this is what works for me. If
so
this lady ever goes out of business, I don't know what I'm doing because this is what does it for me.
if you'll look in the chat, I got the photo. Uh,
I thought
so
I saw you texted it to me, but I was like trying to make sure I
yeah,
didn't lose.
that was
I'm
yeah.
getting older now,
I
and I be
know,
losing my train of thought. So I'm gonna
but
look at the picture.
it's such a crazy thing to just like because we've all been through phases. Like I feel like my strongest hair phase for me was high school.
It was beautiful, locks of love. And
Like
I remember when Joe grew his hair out in high school, he was like, "You wish your hair was as pretty as mine." Baby, I was so glad when my hair grew out,
oh
and I was like,
man,
"Excuse me,
look,
huh?
yo.
Did you say something? Were you saying
She
that my
did,
hair wasn't
and then I
gorgeous?
got
It
so
is.
mad.
Suck it up."
Listen. You are so lucky that your sister in law liked my hair short, cause the length of my hair at this point, had I not cut it in high school or freshman year of college, man, listen.
You
Or
never would have been able to keep it up though. You didn't like getting your hair braided and whatnot.
yeah, I did. In high school, I did. That once I got into the routine, it was fine. It's just like it was coming back home. Oh man, that second stint of me and my hair, the only reason I ended up cutting it is because man, maintenance was rough. And it was hard to do whatever. And I thought about letting my hair lock, but like much like with like getting a relaxer out of your hair, you have to sit and let your hair grow. And spiritually and physically, I did not have that
You just didn't
patience
have it. You
because
didn't
I
have it.
couldn't wash my hair. Because at that point, I was so used to my hair life was my hair is always going to be curled. So I would get in the shower before I would go to work and just get my hair wet enough that it would curl the way it's supposed to. I would shake it out as much as I could, get me a headband, whoop, and let that hair go back.
That was
And
your life.
and
The wash and go. See, he
oh,
don't know natural hair terminology.
see,
He was
that's
a
what it
wash and
is. Oh,
goer.
I was a wash and goer. I washed and went, I was washed in the blood of Jesus and now I'm clean. But, you know, I think the biggest thing that we just need to tie around, because we could tell y'all all kinds of stories, is here's what being your true self does. Because they may have started not liking that hair. But then, one by one,
One by one, they came over
everybody came
to
and
the
got the
dark
big
side.
shop. And like
One by
even
one.
yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite things about going natural is we have like a chain. So mama cut my hair. I cut Tamika's hair. And then Tamika cut mama's hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I cut
I feel like you
my
cut
cousin's
grandma.
hair.
I believe you did. I feel like you cut grandma hair. Or
I
mama
know for
did.
sure my cousin's hair was cut at mama's house, but I'm not sure who did it in the chain. But I think that's just like a beautiful, like I don't know, it's just a beautiful memory to me, beautiful, precious memories that I hold in my heart and I hold dear. Um, if y'all don't know nothing else about my grandma by now, you know she speaks her mind. And
Oh
so for
man, look. I don't mean no harm. And we ain't thinking about that.
right.
I don't mean no harm. It's coming up, I
So
think. I don't mean no harm. I think it's on the way.
you think it's on the way?
I think it's on the
I
way.
think we got a while. I think we got a while because I looked at what's
If
coming
not,
up
I
and I'm
think we
like,
need to make sure that that person is around. We need to set a date to record with that person about
okay,
that blog
we can make it
release.
happen.
Oh, there we go. All right, all right. We were having a
Yeah.
little
Can you hear me?
internet instability. Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you.
Okay. Um, I'm thankful for my good hair, but I'm also thankful for my good God. How about that? I'm more
Hey,
thankful for my good God than I am
hey.
for this good hair.
Cause down
And
at
we
your
could go
root,
into
down
listen,
at
we
your
could go
root.
into what?
Hold on, down at your root. He wanted to show you the real you.
You wanted
You thought you had it straightened out, but the Lord said, "Here's what I want. I want to take root. I want you to feel the thickness of my love. I want you to feel the thickness and the curl and how every part of me exists in
this
you."
boy is
Amen.
so ignorant. I would say I'm a
Hold on. Internet is acting a little funny. Go ahead, say what you said again.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say, anybody looking at my hair on the internet would not consider me to be in the black community somebody that has good hair, but I don't need your terminology. The hair growing out of my hair is very good. I love it. I thank God for it. And it's good hair to me. It don't
Oh,
matter what you think.
I
Go
have to
ahead.
say this. This is a funny anecdote to why. So here's why I stunted on my sister so hard with my hair. Cause she complimented me and stuff goes straight to my head. And what she was saying to me was more so, she just wishes that she had a guinea pig to do hair on. But what she said is if you were a girl, your hair would be great, or it would be fun to do something. So I took that as, oh, I'm fancy, my hair nice, and so I had to stunt because she told me I was the one. So,
Y'all
oh
ignore
man,
him. He
sorry
just
y'all. I just had to get that out there. She created the monster she didn't like. That's all I'm saying, man. But
no.
I've only done it to her twice and had it bite me so bad. The first instance was dealing with acne because she was going through when she went through puberty, and I was just like, girl, look at this smooth skin.
And
My
wait till
skin.
I was so glad when Puberty knocked
No,
him
no, no,
on
no,
his
no, no,
butt.
no. Not only listen, so I contracted my liver disease, and not only did like puberty probably would have just been a natural, normal thing. I had to take steroids in the middle of puberty. So everything was in like intensified. Like it literally just made me a big popped balloon. I had to use all
Mhm.
kinds of soaps and this, that, and the third. And I was like, man, I will never forget being in our church's hallway when I said those words. Like I remember where I was and everything. And she told me, she said, until you do right by me. And I was like, oh Lord, the color purple.
Mm-mm.
And I've
The
never
Lord
seen
just
it.
the Lord just prepared a table for me in the presence of my
He
enemies,
did.
also known as
But
little brothers that be hating on their sisters when they're going through
but
puberty. But watch how God
yeah.
works
But
this thing out.
tangents aside, because I just wanted to give y'all a little funniness, because this hair journey has been something that I think spiritually just says the change was coming. And it's kind of the physical representation of the change that happens when you accept God and the changes that you have to make. Because you do have to look at yourself and accept yourself and who you are, so that way you can grow in your
Ooh,
relationship
yes.
and start to grow forward.
You preaching
Um,
today. It's true.
it
All of those things are very true. You become a new creature.
mm,
And so you have to figure out how I'm going to walk in this new way, especially if you've never been around other believers or you don't come from a family of believers. Or even if you do come from a family of believers, you have to figure out your walk, your way, yourself, and figure out what works for you. Very good word, brother.
yeah. And like I said, let it grow. It takes time. It ain't gonna look how you want it to look off rip. You're gonna have to pace yourself. You got to be nurturing to yourself. You got to give yourself the proper oils that you need, because you want to promote good spiritual growth. So read your Bible, study and spend time with the Lord. But don't just read, apply it to your head and let it grow within you, so that way you can become who God wants you to be, and know that while it doesn't look the way you think it should look, don't stop, because by the time you get to where you think you should be, God is just gonna look at you and say, well done, good and faithful servant. And it's just gonna be what you need it to be.
Amen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm looking at the picture. Mama looks so young. She's so
Yep,
beautiful.
and has not made her chop yet. This
Nope, she
is real.
hasn't made
It's
her
real
big chop
close
in this
though.
picture. But she looks so young and beautiful. I mean, she looks young now, but like, girl, you do not look like you have grown kids in this picture.
She never looks like she has grown kids in the picture for us to be as.
She never does, but she could definitely give me a stepdaddy from this one. All right. We need to
Well,
wrap it
I'm
up
gonna
because I'm getting
step
ignorant.
on over that and go to the fact that you can get blog posts Sunday through Friday over at BibleStudyGirl.com, and on Saturday you get this podcast. You get an explained version of those blog posts. You get some deeper analysis on your walk, on not your walk, but walking with Christ, how those things look different. But the fact is, the journey and our destination is all the same, and that is to be in the presence of the Lord and feel his presence here on earth as well as in our eternal lives. So, how can you do all of that, or how can you connect with us? Well, for starters, you can go to Twitter and you can go to Bible Study Girl, the number 2. You can go to Instagram and _ Bible Study Girl. You can go to Facebook at Bible Study Girl, or uh, you can go to Facebook at Bible Study Girl. You can message us for prayer requests and things there. You can also use our email as well if you're a little bit more old school. You can go to BibleStudyGirl2019 at gmail.com to get in contact with us. If you're looking to be a guest or anything, please use the Facebook page and the email account. We will respond to those probably a lot faster than what we would any other mediums. Unless you know us, then just text us. Um, and remember, guys, it ain't the relaxer that preach. It's not even the natural hair that preaches, but we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching.